been a pretty fun week for Bears fans. Caleb Williams was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yes.
How did you think he played?
Oh, I thought he took a step forward. From the standpoint, it's one thing. Just think about the week before that. DJ Moore was open down the field for about a 40-yard gain, maybe a touchdown, and Caleb throws it about 15 feet. Remember, over his head, out of bounds. Whatever happened. This time, every time that somebody was open downfield for a big play, he put the ball where it was supposed to be. And the play that I liked the most was the touchdown to DJ Moore at the end there, because he dropped back. And there was pressure, but he did not get his eyes on the rush. He did not abandon the play and try to get out of there and run and hope to find somebody. He stayed in there until eventually came open. So the great throws and all that stuff when guys were open, but God, they were open by a big bunch. But anyway, that throw to DJ, that said to me that, boy, that is a step forward in the right direction.
What does it do for a coach when you can teach a guy when things go well like this? Like, it's been kind of a direct development. Yeah. You don't get this very often, but it feels like he's taken a step forward and a step forward, and then the big step forward, and now does it cement what Ben has been trying to tell him to do?
It reinforces that, and you can coach guys a lot harder when you're coming off a win, it's fragile, particularly in the beginning of the season. You don't have a win under your belt as a head coach, as a team, and you're trying to and you just got hammered, unmercifully by Detroit. So you're out there and you're trying to prove a lot of things in a lot of different categories as a new head coach. So when you get the win like they did, a convincing win, and you go out and your quarterback makes a big step forward and your offense makes big plays, it couldn't have fallen any better for Ben, really.
Wow, that's fascinating. You can coach harder coming off the win.
Absolutely.
So I wonder if he did. I wonder if watching film, he sees him like dirt that screen pass or miss stuff, and he's like, what the hell, man? Like, you can go off a little bit after a win.
Every position can, okay? Because the guys with, it's just... it's just a different vibe getting on a guy when you got beat by 40 points as compared to winning by 4. It's just it's different. You can coach them a lot harder. I'm sure they did.
Been talking to all of our experts about that third quarter drive. As someone who has been a head coach, as someone who has been a defensive coordinator, 19-play drive.
Yeah.
What does that do to the defense when an offense is able to do that?
It because there were 11 runs in there.
Mm-hmm.
When a team is getting run on, and I've been on both sides of this picture, it is demoralizing. It will take your will away, as Kirk Cignetti at Indiana said about the Illinois win.
He sure did say that.
It will take your will away because you could give up a big pass. And I guarantee you, everybody on that Cowboys defense is turning to those defensive backs and saying, are you kidding me? You come running up to the line of scrimmage on that flea flicker. You're supposed to it's easy on a big pass play to pinpoint one guy, point the finger at one guy. But when you get the ball run at you like they did, play after play after play, it's all 11 guys. Nobody can hide. Everybody's involved. And it's tough. And on the other side, boy, when you're doing it, it's nothing better. That was right in my wheelhouse. In fact, I didn't look up what my longest drives were, but I know I gave it to Ricky 12 or 13, 10, 11, 12 times in a row himself, I remember that game,
What does DJ look like as a running back to you? What are his instincts looking like to you?
You know what? Ever since what happened to C.D. Lamb, now I'm saying, well, if you're going to put DJ in and you're going to throw him a screen or you're going to get him on the edge, but it's almost punishment. You're running between the tackles.
And they're doing it.
In a
real rotation, that drive we're talking about, he was the running. He never left the field. They're using the opportunity to stay in the same personnel and move him over to the running back. I get it. That's fun and useful.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
It worries you.
Yeah, I'd like to, I'm partial to seeing a little bit more of my man Kyle Monangai, so He got a little bit of action, not much, and he learned to let. Now he's probably in the doghouse. Hell, he run further backwards than he's run forward all year, so that doesn't help.
It does not help. That voice that you hear, that video that you see, is Dave Wannstedt. He's joining us here. This is the Spiegel Holmes Show. We're sitting in for Rahimi, Harris, and Grote because we're going to Circa Las Vegas. It's going to be great. We're going to have a bunch of shows out there. They're at Old Crow, so they're doing our shift, and they'll be on from 2 until 6. They're out at Old Crow in Wrigleyville, and you can sign up for special Budweiser prizes. I'm telling you, go to Old Crow and sign up because you might win something that's really, really cool that you could use very soon, I think. So do that. They will be on for us from 2 until 6. Coach, when you look at a player like Max Crosby for the Raiders, what's the coaching point on trying to – it's hard to stop a player like that, but try to not let him wreck your game?
Well, you got to decide how you're going to help him. That's the first question. And you can do it a couple different ways. You could slide the protection all the way to him. So you're hoping for a double team on them if they're not blitzing, assuming they're not blitzing. You could have a back chip them, or you could put a tight end in and basically double team them. So I would think that would be probably the way they'll go because Komet's a pretty good blocker at tight end, and they got plenty of receivers. If you're limited and you're tight end, maybe on the other side of the coin. Was his Bowers, the big tight end for Vegas? He's their second leading receiver. He might be their best receiver. Him and Jacoby Myers. But so you wouldn't want him in there blocking. Now the other thing that the Bears do, don't lose sight of this from the first game, and Ben did a lot of this. Extra linemen in the game. Remember, they had 4 or 5 plays
with Benedette out there to help out.
With Benedette out there playing like the extra tight end. So that may, the more I think about it, I just thought of that as we're talking, that might be their answer. That might be their answer.
That's a great call. He did it a lot in Detroit with Dan Skipper.
Yep.
That would usually be the 6th dude.
And it could theoretically also be Trapillo.
It could be Trapillo. We haven't heard about that in a practice or anything like that.
No, I mean because of Darnell Wright.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's the thing. Darnell Wright suddenly on the injury report with an elbow. That was a hand during the game, what we heard. Then it's an elbow and a DNP yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. We didn't get anything today yet.
Not yet.
But we're going to have a Bears report with Chris Emma at 1 o'clock.
So we'll get some news there. I wonder if Darnell can't play for some reason. Is it Trapillo or is it Benedette?
No, it's Benedette. It's Coach. When I was up there, they were looking at him as the competing for the starting job at the left tackle spot.
At left.
Yeah, so they got a lot of confidence in him. You could put Trapillo, you could put somebody in there as the extra blocker for half a dozen plays. You know. That's all you're talking about. You know?
That idea about Crosby and having the sixth lineman is a real good one because Ben's done it before. They also do a lot of 12 personnel. He does 13 personnel sometimes. If Loveland's healthy and can go.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the Durham Smythe got quite a bit of run. It's like he loves his tight ends.
Yeah. They had it was just 12. I'm thinking the flea flicker. Let me think. The tight end Smith went in motion and blocked. Komet moved to fullback and he blocked. They just had 2 tight ends in on that. Yeah, because it was 14, and then what's his name? Burden caught the ball. Yeah.
Hey, how about on that flicker?
Yeah.
How about DeAndre Swift picking up the block,
Coach,
after he flips it back?
Let me tell you about that play. My first game as the Bears head coach, we were playing the Giants here, and we lost to them 26-20, and Phil Simms threw a flea flicker. And they got one of our safeties. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter who. I'm just saying. And the key to that play, okay, and when we were at Dallas, we ran it with Emmitt Smith. The key to the play, and everybody listen, this is football today. This is the lesson, is the running back. Emmitt Smith used to like to take 2 steps because the running back's nervous as heck. He's pitching the ball. That's a natural thing for him to do. That's not what he does for a living. So the running backs are usually real nervous that they want to get that ball out of their hands and get it back to the quarterback. But the only way the play works is if you run that play. We used to tell the backs, you got to run it up into the line of scrimmage. And if you look at that play again, if our listeners pull that play out, DeAndre Swift almost runs into the center guard and the defensive lineman, and then he turns and pitches the ball. And if you watch the other side of the coin, the corner who was covering Burden, minute that he steps up into the line, he comes running to the line of scrimmage. The safety kind of freezes in the middle and steps forward, and it was a touchdown, and Caleb made a great throw and he got the ball and all that stuff. But the point I'm making is, you watch these flea flickers on TV. If the back, and you say, why didn't that work? Usually, most of the time, it's because the back pitches the ball back too soon. And DeAndre Swift, he's the guy that made that play go. Yeah, I mean, the route was good, fine, and the line blocked, but and Caleb made the throw. Okay, that's all great. But DeAndre Swift is the guy that made it happen.
That's awesome.
What are you going to draw up for us in the next segment? Have you thought about it?
That's it.
You going to draw it up?
Well, I just told you.
I know, but we want to see it.
Jeez.
We got to draw it up for the people on Twitch,
Coach, people are excited about it.
People want to see Alex.
All right.
Alex hasn't used his college education since last week of holding up the dry erase board.
I'll draw it right now. You guys take a break.
What do you got, Coach?
I talked about the flea flicker, and I'm just going to draw it up here real quick.
All right,
okay.
move that microphone a little bit.
Well, what happens is,
I got you,
this?
Coach.
Okay,
You're good.
right here. Okay, what happens is we want to make it look obviously like a running play. That's number one. So the offensive line is coming off in that direction real hard because Caleb's going to come back and he's eventually going to actually hand the ball to our man Swift. Now, he's going to set the tight end, the second tight end in motion.
Going from right to left.
And he's coming over and block. Now watch, this is what they do. Cole Kmet had shifted from up on the line of scrimmage to the fullback position. And Cole, tough, does it all. He's coming off, takes 2 steps.
To his right.
Like he's going to be the lead blocker for Swift. And then he peels back in this direction.
To the left.
And he's a blocker. Okay, so we got all kind of blockers over there. Now, once Swift gets the ball, okay, and our man Burden, he's coming off the ball like he's going to block this corner, this defensive back right there. On the other side, we got our man 14. Zacchaeus coming across.
From the right X position, he comes all the way across to the left side.
He's a safety valve. Okay, now, this is the key to the game. So we got plenty of guys blocking. If the running back takes 2 steps and Caleb is going to hand the ball off and he's going to just roll back here and he's just going to stand here. If the running back pitches the ball back now, everybody just assumes that it's a play action pass and everybody stays in their zones and there's no play. The key, as I said, is that the running back's got to get all the way up in that offensive line. He's got to get these defenders right here coming after him. And that's exactly what he does. If you watch it, he almost bumps into the guard. And when the minute he does that, now this is what this defensive back did. He comes running up.
He came down and run support on that play.
The safety freezes right there. He doesn't get any depth. And the read on this, and then he's going to pitch the ball back to Caleb, and he's going to throw it. But Burden is the first read, and our man Zakai right here is the second read. So if this guy did not bite on it, and you work on it in practice, and you work on it both ways. You work on it where he doesn't fall for the flea flicker, okay, and he covers Burden. Now your guy that's going to be open is the shallow cross for about 15, 20 yards coming all the way across the field. So it's actually a 2-read play for the quarterback But the key that makes it go is the running back if he runs up in the line.
So if the Alex, wait, hold it back up just for a second, just to illustrate this. So Zacchaeus starts from the right side, he goes to the left on the crosser. Okay.
Yep.
If the DB comes down.
Yep.
And plays the run, then that opens things up for Burden to run past him.
Yep.
And that's what ended up happening. But if the DB stays true, and then you have Zacchaeus there on the left side for a read for Caleb to make.
The read is 1, Burden. Is he open? If he's not, then I got a little 2 there for a reason, Leonard. That means that's the second read. Mm-hmm. That's who he's looking at.
I'll tell you, that's great stuff from Coach on the dry erase.
And if they're all covered, throw it away. And you know the other thing too, guys? Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
You know what? Guess what play? And there's only so much time in the NFL. I mean, they cut down how many reps and all that stuff. You know who's working on this play probably every day one time is the Raiders, because they're getting ready for it. So the minute you run one of these plays, I used to like to run a fake punt early, even in the preseason. You know why? Because I says every week that other team is working on fake punt.
Just killing their practice time.
You're taking up reps. So, we won't run this again, maybe for, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks, maybe not all season, but they'll be working on it every week.
You know what was cool about it also, Coach, is that Ben said that his assistants, whether it's Declan or whoever, came to him and said, we were watching what the Cowboys did, and this was the trick. From the whole bag of tricks, this is the one we think is going to work.
I really liked that Ben gave the assistant coaches credit there for coming to them and saying, hey, they'll bite up. If on the run, they're getting everybody they can up there to stop the run, and we got a chance to get behind them. So that was a great design play, a good call. And the thing about these trick plays, I always liked be the first one to run a trick play because I thought you could sometimes talk the other coach out of it. But, every coach has them, and you work on them, but you got to call it at the right time of a game, at the right area of the field, at the right down and distance, at the right momentum swing. All those things come into calling a trick play at the perfect time. And they did. And they did.
Coach, we love this segment. We're so, and the reaction from it on Twitch is amazing. And so I'm trying to, for those of you like, hey, why do you keep jumping in? Because I want to make sure that we take care of the people on the radio side too.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a little bit of play-by-play to help out. But
it was perfect.
Coach, you did a great job of illustrating that, and we love putting you in your element. We love putting you in a position where you can teach us stuff.
I've scored with that play on offense, and I've had it, obviously, I said, thrown against me and completed too. So, I've been on both sides, but I know what makes the damn thing go,
What do you got to worry about with this Raiders team? If you're the Bears,
I'll tell you what,
do you got to worry about?
We should be okay. We should be able to get some pressure. They've already given up 12 sacks. Okay, and Geno Smith, can he scramble a little bit? Yeah, he's not an athlete like Caleb is, but I think he's playing very average. Okay, their offensive line is their weakness, and they're not running the ball. They got the best back in the draft, Ashton Genty, the kid out of help me out,
Boise State.
Boise State. He's averaging 3 yards a carry. Okay, he's not doing any. He's been a non-factor. And as a team, they're averaging 4.9 yards a play. Now, what that tells me, when I'm throwing that out for our people, is what that means is when I would get the play-by-play after a game, I would look at it, and if we did not average run and pass together, not rushing or just passing, together, 5.3, I always said 5.5. 5.5, we're probably not going to win the game. We'll be very fortunate. Something crazy has to happen for us to win. And they're not even averaging 5 yards a play with their pass and their run combined. So they haven't been very productive on their offense at all. That's probably their weakness. And their defense is okay. What did I say here about their defense? They're 19th in the league. But I just saw a note that I made. Okay, they got 7 sacks. They got 7 sacks on the year. I don't know. How many do we have? 6, something like that, maybe? 3 games,
Look.
I think we got 6. Anyway, they're about where we had sacks, but they only have one interception, so they're not making a lot of negative plays with their defense. So, this is a good matchup for us. I mean, we're a better football team. I can honestly say that we are a better football team, in my opinion. Now I don't know what Vegas or anybody else is saying, but in my opinion, we're a better team.
Ready to make some picks?
Sure, absolutely. Can I talk football here for a minute?
It's time for the 4 Wins Forecast with Dave Wannstedt.
Put your mouthpiece in, because here we go.
Presented by 4 Winds Casino in New Buffalo and South Bend.
Okay, let's start off with our man Jim Harbaugh. All right, I think he's 7-0 versus rookie quarterback. So I like the Chargers over the Giants. Green Bay. Green Bay's going to come out with vengeance. They got the
Cowboys.
They got the Cowboys. That's right. Oh, God.
It's the Micah Parsons revenge game.
And you know what? Who are they going to put in there on defense? Flus can drop what he wants. They just don't have players. And then, the team that should have won last week, I'm taking New England to beat Carolina. New England fumbled that ball 5 times last week, and you only win by a touchdown. That's because of the turnovers, okay? And then here's my last pick. I'm on the Bears, guys. I am on the Bears to beat Vegas this week. That's it.
That was the 4 Wins Forecast every week with Dave Wannstedt. Experience the excitement at 4 Winds Casino, New Buffalo, and South Bend. With award-winning cuisine, the latest slots, a variety of table games, and luxurious hotels. 4 Winds Casino, your entertainment escape.
Coach, you talked to your old buddy Matt Eberflus. He had kind of a rough day.
I did not, and
he's having kind of a rough time down there.
Yeah, I mean, when it's a bad combination, Speaks. Let me tell you something.
Tell us.
When you can't rush the passer and you can't cover, that's a bad combination. Okay? One or the other. I've had teams where we've had one or the other, but thank God I've never had any that were both. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's tough.
Hey, I will tell you this about that game, though. I have 2 concerns. No, I've had a positive show. I don't want to say it. It's not negative. 2 concerns.
Concerns are okay. Concernville is a lovely little place.
Positive.
Okay.
We got to keep grinding on that running game. All right. I'm not over. I mean, we're okay running the ball, and we got to shore up our run defense. Okay.
Guy averaged 7.5 yards a carry last week.
Coach, in 3 games we're around 6 yards. And let me tell you something. If my Hurricane Tyreek Stevens doesn't get that ball out on that opening drive.
Oh, you betcha.
Coach, that might I give him a. Well, in the old days at Miami, he'd been well taken care of. Okay.
Whoa. Okay. Statute of limitations is up. Yeah. What does he get?
No,
bag of cash?
Yeah, no, Coach. Okay.
Expense account?
But let me tell you, that was a huge play. Okay, that was a momentum-changing play. Now they're back doing it illegally. Are you kidding me?
Hot tub stacked with people? I mean, what does he get?
What do you think Mario Cristobal's doing? Please.
It's Miami. You can find a lot of fun down there in Coral Gables. It's a good time.
Number 2 in the country.
Like to have it in cash, and just toss in one of those gym bags you got.
Whatever it takes, Matt Nover.
Coach, you got some stuff that you got to do for the rest of the day?
Yeah, I got another hit, and now the Cubs. I didn't realize what time the game was, so I have to watch that tonight. We got a little Thursday night football. It doesn't really excite me much. Don't think I'll watch much. I'll watch a little bit, but I'm more into the Cubs now.
I was going to tell you,
Arizona. Who they play in Arizona and Seattle?
Yes, Seattle at Arizona tonight is the Thursday night game.
Yes.
Both teams with 2 wins, though.
Yeah, Seattle's playing really good defense. And Kyler Murray, they're doing a nice job at both teams. Exactly.
Coach, whenever you finish the other hit that you got on the other show, it's going to be 5 o'clock somewhere.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be. In fact, I got to you just gave me, I got to get a hold of Terry. I got to get
some more bourbon.
Coach, I got to get a little more bourbon.
You do. You deserve it, Coach.
Thanks for reminding me, Speaks.
That is Dave Wannstedt. He's great.